Hello, everybody.
Holy shit!
Welcome back, sort of, to Bendy and the Dark Revival. Sort of.
Kinda.
We're just doing an episode about the archives. That's it. That's all we're doing. And now I have a new laptop, so the game actually runs like a game.
It won't crash!
It won't crash, guys. I promise. I've played through most of the game again. It has not crashed once. Anyway, hello.
Hello.
Oh, we're here. Oh, it's much smoother.
The
Hi, Bubby.
Welcome to the Archives. Bendy and the Dark Revival is filled with numerous characters that each had a critical role to play in the progression of the game. Here in the Archives, you will learn a little bit more about them in an up-close and personal way. Feel free to explore.
Critical role! Making my way! No,
Hello.
never mind.
Oh, hello. Bendy.
Hello!
God damn it, I
He's
hate
pointing.
the fucking color of this writing. Bendy, the iconic imp, was redesigned for Dark Revival to stand out a bit from his traditional quote-unquote cartoon appearance by giving him a suit of clothes. He posed some minor challenges, specifically creating a face that sported the classic Bendy eerie smile, but still managed to be heartwarming in the right conditions. He's a fan favorite, so his design had to be just right. During production, we originally envisioned Bendy to talk with a series of cute squeaks. Why didn't that happen?
Ben!
Why didn't that happen? How dare you?
I wanted it to happen, you
Come on!
bitch!
Big demon gets to talk, but little demon doesn't get to talk? Fuck you!
Little demon needs baby voice. God damn it!
Anyway, he would talk with a series of cute squeaks to contrast the dark, low voice of the ink demon, but this turned out to be very distracting, and the idea was scrapped pretty early on.
No! Fuck you!
That's fair.
I guess fair enough, but come on!
But fuck you.
Okay, we'll do the inner room first. Wilson. Cartoon, in parentheses. Wilson was a difficult character to balance. At first, the players are purposefully led to believe he's a one-note character, obviously evil with an over-the-top villain personality, but as the story progresses, we'll see other sides of the character and the player becomes muddled with who this man really is. I don't know, man. I thought he was a bitch the entire time.
He was a little bitch.
This
is my OC!
In one draft, Wilson was written as a servant of Nathan Arch Jr., a separate character at the time, but the story made far more sense when the two characters became one, eliminating a lot of needless narrative complexity. Fair enough.
I guess.
I love these models. These are such lovely
I
models.
do.
They are very good.
Audrey Queen.
Audrey is a kind-hearted rogue with courage, determination, some flaws, and a deep, dark past. To make our story work, we needed a newcomer to the cartoon studio world, and Audrey was the perfect, fresh eyes to help experience the adventure. From day one of production, we knew that if people didn't connect with Audrey by the end of the game itself wouldn't be successful. Fortunately, she turned out to be quite memorable indeed, and stands out from the other members of the cast. I wish I could, get a better look at, the backs of the models. It's not like we really see Audrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Ink Machine.
The Ink Machine. Designed by Thomas Connor of the Gent Corporation, stolen by Joey Drew, retrieved by Archgate, and once again reclaimed by Gent, the Ink Machine's next adventure is a mystery. But there will be one, I'm assuming.
There better fucking be, with that teaser.
This game ended on a cliffhanger, so, I mean, goddamn.
It was very cliffhanger.
Hi!
Hey, there's a corpse back there.
There are many corpses back here, yeah. Hello. Oh.
And there's the end reel.
Oh yeah, look at that. God damn it. Why couldn't you let me walk around the Ink Demon model? I want to take a goddamn look at him. It's not like I got much of a chance in the game when he was trying to kill me!
Look at those teeth! Look at those fucking hyper-realistic teeth! I hate it!
Oh, I love getting a good look at him. Damn! That is a fucking awesome model. They did
It is so good, though. It's so fucking good.
Phenomenal job. Ugh.
He does look more demon. I'm very happy with
beautiful. Love him. Beautiful.
He needs braces.
Anyway, the Ink Demon. As the world of Dark Revival became more complex and established, we realized the Ink Demon's design needed a complete rethink to match our new tone. Previous versions of his appearance looked absolutely silly when placed in the world alongside the other characters.
Fair enough.
To be fair, I would not have been able to take the previous Ink Demon design seriously with that voice.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
But
as much as I adore the fucking emaciated demon from the first game, I would not have been able to take him seriously.
Listen. Plus we wouldn't have gotten the really good screams in our second episode.
Well, that too, and at least this one's able to move properly. The other one was limping.
Mm-hmm.
No amount of creepy music or screen effects could conceal how out of place he looked. The Ink Demon needed to look different than everything else in the world and show a natural progression of the Ink Demon's evolution as Wilson held the cycle in place. I mean, I
do like.
honestly,
I think that's cool.
It fits. It fits that he would evolve because shit is changing.
Yep.
Shit's changing, and he was held in one place for so long.
He was also
couldn't
tortured.
reset.
If we remember correctly, the poor boy
Yes.
was also tortured.
He was captured and tortured and put into baby mode.
I think he has the right to look at it
forcefully.
Anyway, Beast Bendy. Returning for the climax of Dark Revival, Beast Bendy also was revisited with the mindset of making him look far more powerful and beast-like. Traditionally, in most horror games, they tend
He
to
had an ass this time.
build to a point where the main villain becomes a final form monster as a final boss. It's practically a trope. Our idea, what if you got to play as that final form instead? And
I did enjoy that because it is a trope.
It was wonderful. It was a good.
It's a very
damn cool.
It's a very stereotypical trope to make. To make the
Bendy.
Oh Bendy. Anyway, yeah, to make the final boss be like big and beastly.
Yeah. A faithful maid, among other things to Wilson, Betty was an important character in the story of Dark Revival. As a failed experiment and someone relatively new to the cartoon studio, she's able to give a somewhat different point of view on the state of the world. We have purposely left it unclear if Betty was in on Wilson's plot to harvest Audrey, or if she was just a bystander. Behind her mask, there are still answers to be found.
She's baby. I love her
Interesting.
so much.
Joey Drew, the man, the legend, the memory.
The bitch.
The bitch.
The bomb.
The man, the myth, the legend, the bitch. Ow.
The sub.
Creating this version of Joey Drew was both an exciting and daunting process. It was clear from the start that this Joey would be different from the one from the original Bendy and the Ink Machine game. This was a man with all the guilt from a past life, but without the experience to fully understand it. The real Joey Drew made many mistakes, but ultimately learned from them. This doesn't absolve him of his sins, but at the end of his life, he was able to help correct some of them and help fight the darkness he created. I mean, fair enough.
I guess.
He made Audrey.
I guess. He did.
That has to count for fucking
But he also made a
something.
lot of fucking mistakes in the
Shut
process.
up.
Porter and Heidi!
It is believed that Heidi has spent some time in the Pit, a prison set up by Wilson and the Keepers. It is unclear why, but most likely she was able to access places she shouldn't have. The experience in the Pit changed her as it does many, reverting her to a childlike state, longing for happiness again. Oh.
She needs to be protected.
That's sad.
At all costs.
As the cycle was held in place, and with the influence of the Ink Demon held at bay, the cartoon world was able to grow and advance, creating such characters as Porter, a lost one who came to claim a new identity as an explorer. Porter was written with the knowledge that Dark Revival would feature a far more serious tone than the first game of Bendy and the Ink Machine, and his light-hearted innocence would help the player feel some warmth in this inky world of sorrow. I mean, listen,
I liked him.
Even the scariest horror games need some comedy.
Look at him. He has his own alcove.
Oh, hello, Sammy. God,
He needed more screen time.
his model looks so much better. Look at that. Look at how
It
wonderful
does.
Look at all them polygons.
Look at
Look
all
at
them
them
polygons!
Look at them abs.
The
Touch the
famous
muscles.
music composer of the studio, Sammy Lawrence, originally had a slightly larger role in the story of Dark Revival. But then why? Where was he?
He was in prison and then he got shot with a Wilhelm scream.
But in a story already filled with so many characters, making them all play a meaningful part became a challenge. He was ultimately sidelined in favor of telling a more coherent storyline. Although it is interesting to note that Sammy Lawrence appears to have mastered the flow ability in Bendy and the Ink Machine long before Porter and Audrey could wield it.
That's how he showed up in Chapter 5. He teleported.
He teleports. It all fucking makes sense now. Hello.
Hello,
Madam.
Queen.
God, she looks better. Alice Angel just looks
She does look way
looks
better.
A lot better.
a lot more coherent. Like her first design in the first game was fine, but it kind of looked like her dress was like melted into her.
Yeah.
Now it actually looks like she's fucking wearing clothes.
This woman looks like she's about to walk down Wall Street and fuck some shit up.
This
yeah.
woman looks done with everything, and I don't blame
She
her.
is ready to beat somebody's shit in.
She's a boss bitch, and she's about to fire 5 employees.
the self-appointed queen of the studio. Alice Angel.
Self-appointed by the fans and herself.
Alice Angel is one of the most memorable faces in the Bendy world. Forever lost in a tide of insanity, she is an absolute delight to write as far as character. An angel with many layers, time will only tell if this inky temptress will ever be.
Ooh.
Ooh. Is
I know who she is.
You could be a seductress if she wanted to.
I just love the
They knew what they
I
made.
love describing her as a temptress. Oh my god.
Oh, hi, buddy. It's Diddley. Ship Ahoy Dudley.
Ship Ahoy Dudley. The demented invention of Wilson, created to serve the dual purpose of dethroning the ink demon in the cartoon world and also upstaging Joey Drew in the eyes of Wilson's father, Nathan Arch. Neither of these happened.
Yeah, too bad, so sad.
Is a mysterious sailor with his own eerie grin, similar to that of Bendy, along with his sidekick Crackle the Crab. It is unknown just what kind of cartoon adventures they would have had together.
I'm missing a texture of Wilson in the body, if you look closely. Look down at his torso. He's missing the Wilson texture a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's fine, because they probably just wanted to show off, like, the main...
Yeah, which is fair.
thing.
I think Dudley could be his own NPC if he was, like, a fun, like, this is what worked and this is what didn't. Like, I think he could be, like, a softer character as well in the future.
The problem is, I think, is the reason he didn't work is because he didn't fit into the art style.
No, absolutely
like
not.
In game. That's why I think he didn't work. The story is like within the confines of the story, he doesn't look at all like.
No, and I do love his demon form though. That's so fucking cool. Spider crab.
I don't think the ink machine really knew what to fucking do because it was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, not to mention it had Wilson in it.
That too. The Lurker, or Steve, as he became to be known.
Hi, Steve.
I love him. Hello, Steve. I love him. Hello, Steve. He's wonderful. Was originally created as a brute-type enemy that would free roam the way Lost Ones do, but ultimately felt unnecessary as the random ink demon encounters already fulfilled the role of putting the player on edge while exploring previous traverse locations.
It sure did!
That fucking right! One of the things I appreciated about this game a lot more than I did with the first game is that Bendy feels like a fucking threat in this game.
Yes.
Oh, he does.
As much as I loved the original game, Bendy is only a threat in Chapter 3 and nowhere else.
I did enjoy...
He can't kill you in Chapter 1. He can kill you in Chapter 2, but you can really easily get away from him. In Chapter 3, he does roam, so he does feel more like a threat. He doesn't even appear in Chapter 4 except to rip Norman's head off, and then Chapter 5 happens, and that's the final boss. So what I appreciate about this game is at least he felt more like a threat.
And I did like...
present.
Yeah, he did. I also like the delay of like... Oh, it's like, oh, I'm safe. Never mind. Heart through the... hand through the chest.
Yep, exactly.
It felt good. It felt unexpected.
In the end, the Lurker found a much better calling as an unlikely ally, effectively expanding him into more than just a typical enemy.
Okay, found family idea.
Yes.
Steve, Heidi, and Porter.
Good.
Yeah.
All siblings.
Ink widows. Good.
I hate it.
Have begun to advance as the light grows darkest. Their king, the biggest and most feared, will only emerge from his nest when his young are threatened. Okay, cool. That's cool.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
This was an unnecessary character, I think.
Ruler of Sewer Cult, Lord Amok illustrates how the world of the Ink has continued to develop into different societies deep within the darkest places. Though he was weak in a fight, his name will simply never die. I think he was funny. I think it was
funny, but it was like a placeholder.
It wasn't really necessary, but I appreciate the comedic effect.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yes, the keepers.
Oh my god, look at their hands!
You didn't notice that before?
No, I did, but like, I'm really seeing it close now. He's A-posing for dominance.
He's T-posing, actually. No, that is an A-pose, never mind. Wilson's deadly guards and scientists. They aren't perfect, but the keepers will get the job done no matter the cost. They are responsible for pressing the ink demon inside a smaller form, keeping his power sealed away until Audrey came along and unknowingly changed the situation. While keepers are visually designed to reflect the dangers and evils of the ink machine itself, faceless beings made of gears and wires with no sense of morality, ordered around like cattle, a creation living without purpose. Interesting.
Ooh, enemies.
The Butcher Gang. Barley, Charlie, and Edgar, the three original members of the Butcher Gang, were formed from the ink machine, deconstructed by Alice Angel for body parts, and bond together to stay alive with sneak attacks on their prey. In Dark Revival, we meet an artificial fourth member of the gang, Carly, the ghost girl, although when you begin to examine her closely, Carly only appears to be a shell with perhaps someone inside.
Oh.
We will take a look at that in a second.
We didn't really see the Butcher Gang a whole lot.
No, not really, but I must say they weren't really needed all that much.
No, it was fine.
He got
Carly,
taller.
he is taller.
He got taller. They fucking stretched him.
And they got rid of his beard.
He's so sweet.
The baby! You, I hated you.
Ugh.
You.
She's entirely optional, by the way. Like, if you don't ever open that room, you'd never get her, ever.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, no, I was doing a second playthrough of this game, and I just, like, I opened the door, I was like, nope, I'm not going in there, I'm not opening that coffin, and I haven't had to deal with her.
Nice. Alright then.
Entirely optional.
Alright.
Henry!
Cycle breakers. Henry!
Original cycle breaker. Henry Stein is the ghost of the man who lost his purpose years ago. Once fueled with finding a way to escape the tortures of the Ink Demon and finding his way back home to his wife, Henry is now left with the cold reality of being a recreation of the person he thought he was. Oof.
Sadness!
That must have been a fucking time.
That must have been a fucking existential crisis!
That must have been quite the existential crisis, yes. Saved as a special surprise for fans of the Bendy and the Ink Machine game, Henry was strictly omitted from all public discussion of the character during the entire production, which spanned several years. But Henry returned with a very satisfying face reveal. He did.
I will say, I enjoyed his face reveal. I enjoyed the reveal.
Me too.
I did too.
Because there's still, like, everyone still has their own version of Henry, but this can be, like, the recreation, I guess, of, like, someone who was.
Yeah.
And it's cool, because there's still variety.
Returning for another victory over the Ink Demon, Allison is always the voice of reason, a beacon of hope. Allison's design was carefully upgraded from the previous Bendy and the Ink Machine game to maintain her personality, but with more fidelity. The purpose of meeting Allison so early in the campaign was to introduce the player to a familiar face after the main introduction. At the start, Allison was able to serve as the motivating force for Audrey until the true plot kicked in later. I do appreciate how they upgraded her.
Me too.
Because again,
Yeah.
one of my main gripes with the original Angel models was that their arms looked like their clothes were melting into their arm. But
yeah.
you can clearly see that
You can physically see the gloves. You can see the shirt fabric.
That's lovely.
It's amazing. And then the boy.
Tom is Allison's silent protector, who got buff. He got really buff. Look at
He got really buff and you could pet him. He let you pet him.
He let you pet him? He got buff and his arm got upgraded.
Oh, yeah.
Wins. All wins. Thomas Allison's silent protector and the only Boris clone involved in the main story. Where is Boris the Wolf? Rumor has it that during the events of the game, Boris is experiencing a dark survival story of his own.
Wow.
Oh my god, that's what they're doing. It's Boris in the Dark Survival or whatever that game is called. That's really funny.
Yep.
Yeah, Boris in the Dark Survival. What's in it? Oh, the real characters.
Nathan Arch Sr. Nathan Arch was everything Joey Drew wasn't. He worked hard, built up from nothing, and never compromised his integrity. Oof. Joey had big dreams, but Nathan accomplished his own dreams. He and his wife Tessa raised a son with as much love and care as they could, despite Nathan's career pressures. Sadly, his son did not share Nathan's natural talent for business and enterprise.
Well, they tried, but it's not their fault.
Their damn best, I guess. The unknowing daughter of an animation pioneer, Audrey has blocked out the memory of her past after losing her father, but his role in her life was not over. A talented animator and artist, her skills landed her a job at Archgate. Was it fate that led her to reunite with Joey Drew's machine, the machine of her birth, or was it planned?
I do love her so much that she is a living cartoon and she never knew.
She's very sweet.
You bitch.
Haunted by the impossible shadow of Nathan Arch, Wilson sought to achieve something that would make his father proud. By luck, he stumbled upon the ink machine and was able to become the cartoon world's new master. Holding the cycle in place, he continues his experiments that could not be fully realized until the ink demon was purged. However, unnaturally entering to and from the ink realm has taken a toll on Wilson's physical being, slowly robbing him of his health. That explains a lot.
That makes sense, considering he's bald and his eye looks like shit and his voice is very hoarse.
That explains a lot.
It do.
Yeah, that's the archives.
That's it. Alright.
That's it.
That's it.
Not a big archive, but you know what? Worth it.
I liked the first game's archives better because they showed concept art.
Mm-hmm.
I hope there's another update at some point where we can see like their thought processes for the design.
Maybe this did feel a little rushed when they first put it out.
That's fair. I mean, one of my favorite things
So-
about video games, honestly, is seeing concept art and where the game developers like.
Same.
ideas.
Bendy, you need some milk.
He needs a lot of things. I love that the only character they didn't keep true to size was this one.
Yeah,
Bendy.
They made him bigger. I mean, fair
big
enough.
boy.
Big.
Can I leave? I can.
Ken. You
Okay,
can.
well, that was the archives. I hope you guys enjoyed that along with us.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll do another playthrough of this game.
Will we be in character? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll see you guys next time.
Next time.
Bye.